Hello everyone, welcome to Big Science Academy. I am Rituparna Dash and today we are going to discuss about the last part of this excretion topic. And today we are going to discuss about the formation of excretory products, and they are ammonia, uric acid, urea and creatinine. So let's start. From the previous videos, we have come to know that excretion is the process of removal of toxic materials from the body of an organism. And proteinaceous food products and nucleic acids produce simple nitrogen byproducts, and they are ammonia, urea, uric acid and creatinine. So let us explore more information about these excretory products. So let's start. Next is ammonia. The group of organisms excretes ammonia as their major excretory products is known as amniotic organism, and the process of excretion of ammonia is termed as amnotelism. Examples are many aquatic animals like protozoans, cnidarians, poriferan, ascaris, leech, earthworm, and most of the aquatic mollusks, bony fishes, amphibian tadpole, crocodiles, etc. excrete ammonia as their prime excretory products. Here we are going to discuss about the formation of ammonia. So ammonia is formed by the deamination and transamination process. And this deamination process is again divided into the two processes. They are oxidative deamination and non-oxidative deamination. Now we are going to discuss about the deamination process. The process by which amino group from an amino acid transferred to the imino group and ultimately produces a alpha ketoglutarate acid and ammonia is known as the deamination process. An enzyme which catalyzes this reaction is known as deaminase enzyme. And this deamination reaction occurs in the mitochondria and cytosol of liver, and it also occurs in the kidney, heart and testes. So now we are going to discuss about the oxidative deamination process. In this process, alpha amino group is converted into the alpha imino group by the action of the amino acid oxidase enzyme, and ultimately amino acid reacts with the water molecules to produce keto acid. Here is the example of the oxidative deamination process. So this is an amino acid, and by the action of the amino acid oxidase enzyme, amino acid is converted into the amino acid, and ultimately this amino acid reacts with the water molecule to form alpha ketic acid and free ammonium ion. Now we are going to discuss about the non-oxidative deamination, and in this process no keto acid is formed. By the action of the histidase enzyme, histidine is converted into the uronate and it also produces free ammonium ion, and by the action of the aspartase, aspartate is converted into the fumarate and it also produces free ammonium ion. By amino acid dehydratase, by the action of the glutaminase enzyme, glutamine is converted into the glutamate and it also produces free ammonium ion. Now we are going to discuss about the transamination process. The process by which amino group of an amino acid transferred to the keto acid and leading to the change of keto acid into amino acid and vice versa, and this process is known as transamination. An enzyme which catalyzes this reaction is known as transaminase or aminotransferase, and this transamination reaction occurs in the mitochondria and cytosol of liver, and it also occurs in the kidney, heart and testes. And here is the example of this transamination reaction. So Glutamic is an example of amino acid and pyruvic acid is a keto acid. So, by the action of the transaminase enzyme, amino group of glutamic acid is transferred into the pyruvic acid and then it is converted into the alanine. In the other hand, by the action of the transaminase enzyme, keto group of pyruvic acid is transferred into the glutamic acid and ultimately it produces alpha ketoglutarate acid. So, glutamic acid is converted into the alpha ketoglutarate acid, which is a keto acid, and pyruvic acid is converted into the alanine, which is an amino acid. Next, we will discuss on the urea. So, the group of organism excretes excess nitrogen as urea as their prime excretory product is known as ureotelic organism, and the process of excretion of urea is known as ureotelism. The example of ureotelic organisms are cartilaginous fish, some bony fishes, amphibia and mammals including us. In ureotelic organism, the ammonia is deposited in the mitochondria of hepatocytes and it is converted to urea in the urea cycle. And this pathway was discovered by H. Krebs and K. Hanslet in 1932. And this cycle is also known as ornithine cycle. Now we are going to discuss about the urea cycle or ornithine cycle. The urea cycle begins inside the liver mitochondria, but 3 of the subsequent steps take place in the cytosol. The cycle thus spans 2 cellular compartments. First one takes place in the mitochondrial matrix and the second one takes place in the cytosol. So, at first amino acids converted into the glutamate and this glutamate enters into the mitochondrial matrix. And then by the action of the glutamate dehydrogenase enzyme, glutamate is converted into the ammonium ion. And by the action of the carbamoyl phosphate synthetase enzyme, ammonium is converted into the carbamoyl phosphate. And then by the action of the ornithine transcarbamylase enzyme, ornithine is converted into the citrulline, and at that time carbamoyl phosphate donates its carbamoyl group for the formation of the citrulline. And after the formation of the citrulline leaves this mitochondrial matrix and enters into the cytosol. And a condensation reaction occurs between the amino group of aspartate and carbonyl group of citrulline to form argininosuccinate, and it is done by the action of argininosuccinate synthetase enzyme. And this aspartate is generated in the mitochondria by the transamination process, and then aspartate is transported into the cytosol. And then by the action of the argininosuccinase enzyme, argininosuccinate cleaves into arginine and fumarate. And ultimately by the action of the arginase enzyme, arginine is cleaved into ornithine and urea. And these ornithine again re-enters into the mitochondrial matrix to initiate another urea cycle. And in other hand, fumarate is converted into the malate, malate is converted into oxaloacetate, aspartate is produced from the oxaloacetate, and ultimately aspartate is converted into the argininosuccinate. Now we will going to discuss about the Krebs bicycle. The citric acid cycle and the urea cycle both are linked together, and these interconnected cycles have been called Krebs bicycle. The pathways linking citric acid cycle and urea cycle are known as the argininosuccinate aspartate shunt pathway. The fumarate produced from the argininosuccinate is ultimately converted into the malate, oxaloacetate is produced from the malate, and oxaloacetate is then converted into the aspartate, and this aspartate donates its amino group to the urea cycle in the argininosuccinate synthetase reaction. And in other hand, in urea cycle, argininosuccinate is converted into arginine, Arginine cleaves into ornithine and produces
free urea.
Ornithine is converted into the citrulline, and then ultimately citrulline is converted into the arginine. Now we will discuss about the uric acid. The group of organisms excretes uric acid as their major excretory products. They are known as uricotelic organism, and the process of excretion of uric acid is known as uricotelism. And the example of uricotelic organisms are insects, reptiles and birds. Uric acid is produced by the purine metabolism in case of human. Now we are going to discuss about the purine metabolism process. At first, by the action of the 5' nucleosidase enzyme, adenosine monophosphate is converted into the adenosine. And then by the action of the adenosine deaminase enzyme, adenosine is converted into inosine. By the action of the nucleosidase, inosine is converted into hypoxanthine. And then by the action of the xanthine oxidase, hypoxanthine is converted into the xanthine, and again by the action of the xanthine oxidase enzyme, xanthine is converted into the uric acid. On the other hand, by the action of the 5' nucleosidase enzyme, GMP or guanosine monophosphate is converted into the guanosine, and then by the action of the nucleosidase enzyme, guanosine is converted into the guanine. And then by the action of the guanosine, guanine is converted into the xanthine, and ultimately it produced uric acid by the action of the xanthine oxidase. The next one is creatinine. Creatinine is an anhydrate of creatine, and it is a common excretory product of all vertebrates. It is normally formed by the muscles and liver. It is formed by the breakdown of creatine phosphate in the body, and normally it is present about 0.7 to 2 microgram per 100 ml of blood. And this creatinine also found in bile, sweat, secretion of stomach and intestine. And this is the example of creatinine formation. We can see that creatine is converted into the creatinine phosphate, and from this creatine phosphate ultimately creatinine is produced. And now we are going to discuss about the creatinine coefficient. So what is creatinine coefficient? Microgram of creatinine and creatine excreted per kg of body weight per day is called creatinine coefficient, and the value normally ranges for 20 to 26 for men and 14 to 22 for women. And this is the summary of the excretory byproducts. This is the urea, which is produced by mammals, amphibians and elasmobranchs. Uric acid is the prime excretory byproducts of birds and reptiles. Ammonia is the prime excretory byproducts of teleost fish and cyclotomes. So this is the end of the part 3 and also end of this excretion topic. Thank you. Our next video will be coming soon. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel, hit the bell icon and also follow us on Facebook and Telegram app. Thank you once again.